Good morning, it's 5:30 a.m. and I'm in Joplin, Missouri. Storms are 30 miles out, headed in. Just wait until it's quite bright enough to actually see where this layer is above me. Hoping to be wheels up in the next like 15-20 minutes though. We are actually in a class Delta. It's 5:58 now. Tower opens at 6, so we are gonna go ahead and take off. Joplin traffic, Cirrus 360 Whiskey Lima, taking off runway 1848, southbound departure, Joplin traffic. Flaps are set, full rich, boost pumps on, right rudder, airspeed's alive, very smooth runway.
Time now 0600, Joplin Towers resuming airport traffic control service. Information echo current, altimeter 2981. Cirrus 360 Whiskey Lima, Joplin Tower, verify southbound.
Verifying southbound for Cirrus 360 Whiskey Lima.
Roger that, have a good day, sir.
Yes, sir, have a good day. Good morning from 3,000 feet, hanging out low right here for a little bit. Just to try to stay below the clouds here. Today we are flying from Joplin, Missouri. We're doing a reverse trip to home. We're going to Texas, and I'm going to take you guys to the farm, meet the animals, show you what we're doing there. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So we're always flying other places, doing other things, but what we have not done is a trip to my house. Gonna come meet the family, meet the animals, see what we've got going on in Morgan Mill, Texas, and we're gonna have a great time. Oh yeah, sitting here, one-wheeled about, this trip is about 4 miles from the airport, Joplin, Missouri, and I texted Cassie to book me a hotel. This was the closest to the airport. Didn't really consider that it's cottages, which, you know what? No problem. I stay in weird stuff all the time. This fits. However, there is no way to check in. And if you call the phone number, it says to send a text or leave a voicemail, and that they'll get back whenever they can. It's been about 45 minutes. It is 10 o'clock at night, and I have checked every room. There's nobody in any of them, and I just need a place to stay. There are no check-in instructions in the email. Believe me, I checked that first. And now I did consider just cruising across the highway here, but maybe I could just hop in one of these little buildings. Anyhow, this is the night so far.
Kind of sketchy apartment things.
Oh, those little cottages?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so my dad moved from Houston, and he moved in there. And tell me why his neighbor got shot and killed there.
Oh my gosh.
It was the second one to the end on, like when you pull in from.
Like just full-blown murder? Like
yeah,
just
murder,
somebody
like,
that just
pow,
went by?
Pow, yes.
No way. So,
Because there was a bunch of drunk drug addicts, or like the lady that raised me and her husband didn't stay there. Oh, that would. I hope they better give you your money back.
I hope so, but at this point, I'm glad that I'm not staying there.
No, I'm just like, what is going on in Joplin? Like,
Approach Cirrus 360 Whiskey Lima with request.
Go ahead.
I've got a spot over here to the east that it looks like I can spiral up and get above this layer. I'd like to do so if possible.
Over 0 Whiskey Lima, Roger, you can proceed as requested, and what else are you trying to get up to?
8,500 for 0 Whiskey Lima.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, last stops I had were south of Tulsa, about 10 miles, and they said it was around 6,300.
All right, thank you for the update. 0 Whiskey Lima. Stay level for a second, let my airspeed build up, and climb. The thing I just don't like about being that low, there's a few things. One, anybody that's getting up to fly and go practice, learn, do maneuvers, things like that, they're going to be at that altitude. You know, today probably not, just based on where the ceiling was, but man, the sun is really bright. Guess I could use my shade, that would make sense. Gotta keep that climb coming in pretty hot. The other thing is obstacles. One of the things that I do every time that I fly on ForeFlight, I run the profile for the flight and I put it about 500 feet of a lower altitude than what I'm actually flying. That way, as long as I'm direct on my course, it's going to show anything that I would run into. I'm obviously looking at stuff along the way also, but it's just a good fail-safe for the case that, you know, I missed something. The other thing that I don't like about staying that low is in the case that something happened, heaven forbid, I had like an engine out, my glide distance is very minimal. So at least if I'm up here, 8,000, you know, 10,000, I've got a lot more time and options to figure out what my emergency landing is going to be. This is beautiful though. It's reporting decent over there, just real scattered.
Number 12 Victor Papa, contact
at 2700.
127.2.
So
127.2.
I'm hoping that I can just kind of spiral down right there if I need to. So hopefully here in just a minute we can complete our descent and
Romeo Yankees,
put her safely on the ground in Stephenville.
Weather, wind 160 at 13, gust 23, visibility 7, 2,000, scattered, temperature 26 Celsius, dew point 21, altimeter 29er, 85.
Alright, basically looking for this gap. Really hard to see it until you're like right lined up with it. I think that spiral was actually like right over my house. Oh my goodness, it was. I can definitely say this is the worst wind I've ever been in. No question.
Stephenville traffic, 37 Sierra Charlie's off the active at Charlie. You're going to taxi to that VO.
What a freaking butt whipping this is. Oh my god! Alright, slowing down. Let's get this thing on the freaking ground. Alright, airport's in sight. Well, that's the first time I've ever hit my head. Steamboat traffic, Cirrus 360 Whiskey Lima, 2 mile final, 14 full stop, Stephenville. Son of a biscuit. Airspeed is good. I'm going with a little bit of extra speed. Golly, this is nuts. Power out. My wife and mother will not like seeing that video. I didn't like being in it. Alright, well, we made it.
Alright, today we are doing a home tour. We're going to visit the farm. We're going to visit where we're building our new home, the gun range, everything that is a work in process, which is basically everything.
Laughlin land. The land of the Laughlins.
So, starting out, we're pulling up to...
Oh, it's raining. A little bit.
We're pulling up to the shop and the cabin. So, new shop. It is 50 by 100. There was an existing building here. What it was to begin with was 70 by 30, or 30, it was 30 by 70. What we did was we added on 10 feet off each side of the building there, bam, there. And this cabin, also 25 foot directly off the back. But this cabin was here. This was like a deer cabin, hunting cabin of some sort, but it was never finished out completely. It had drywall, it had electricity ran, but there was like no carpet. It had not been painted. There were no fixtures, no electrical outlets. There's not water. There still isn't water ran to the building yet. It was like basically falling in. There was a hole in the roof. It was starting to turn into a situation that it was about to be the point of no return. We have since, over the last year and a half, 2 years, kind of turned it into this log cabin structure. What the plan was here is this was going to be our interim home. We currently live about 2.5 miles up the road, and obviously are not able to have 2 mortgages at the same time. So we were going to sell our house down there and be able to move into this little cabin in the time being while we built our new home. I'd been working on this over here on leveling a spot where we were going to build for the last several months using my bad to the bone Takeuchi TL12 skid loader. All of the concrete guys, everybody, all the contractors that have been out here to begin with, absolutely cannot believe that a skid loader did this. This is a giant leveled pad that I did. I literally dug 6 feet into the earth with that skid loader and really did a pretty bang up job. The bummer side of it now is we got our first estimate on building our new home, and to be honest, a little bit disappointed because it was going to be well over $1 million. There was a couple of things that, yes, we splurged on, not enough to make it, to be able to take those off and still justify spending that kind of money building a home. So what the plan is now, and maybe someday we'll still build there. So what the plan is now is we're going to add on to the cabin here. Right now it's got a living space down below here. Where y'all going?
I'm gonna close this door for you.
Oh, thanks. It's got a living room space down below, the kitchen, 2 bedrooms up there, but that's basically it. Kitchen's in the back. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna add on, bam, master bedroom this way, a living space. This is gonna get turned into a dining area. We're gonna take this door back out, put a regular fixed window there. Entrance is gonna be over there. And what we're expecting is this is going to be our permanent home. If it still feels too small, years down the road, maybe we'll build, but that's currently the plan. Heading into the shop, it's kind of dark in here because they have just spray foamed the inside and I just got it painted. So white walls, black on the ceiling, thought that looked pretty cool. Some of this electrical stuff, you can see that it's just straight chilling. This was already here, obviously, when the building was 10 feet shorter. This was the wall. The reason I made this little kick out right here is because the building was just gonna get too close to the cabin. So we were gonna kind of turn this into a little barbecue porch, but also kind of jumping around here on the tour. Since we're not gonna spend that money on the new house, what we're gonna do is turn this into an epic backyard. Swimming pool, outdoor kitchen, maybe like a projector to be able to watch a movie on the side of the building. The original plan for the new house was going to be a white barn dominium. It was going to be white with black trim. That's the reason that this looks like that. So when I extended the building, we put the old sheets all back on the back side. Even the new extension back there got the old sheets. The new sheets I got in white. Wanted that to be up front because that was going to be the #1 place that it was going to be the most visible place. Now with that being said, we have changed our mind again and we're gonna do a black metal building so that it matches the cabin here better. We'll probably do something that's kind of inverted here. Trim somewhere, brass, bronze, brown color, black building. It'll just tie it all together better and make it look better in the long run. But that being said, now we're painting this whole thing. We acid washed the entire building yesterday. Obviously a mess of general construction. This is it, man. This is gonna be the place to be. Right here I've got the roll-up doors. This is a full glass garage door. Bam, going there. 14 by 12.
Oh, I didn't know they were over there.
Yeah, it's all covered up. Well, it's all covered in cardboard, so it's protected. But Monday, just a few days from now, they're coming to hang the garage doors. Glass roll-up door there, a small like golf cart size roll-up door there. That's my old legend car that I raced when I was like 14. It doesn't currently run, but I'd like to get it going again. We're gonna do some hexagon lighting up here, and the back of this deal is going to be like fantasy factory. I mean, that's kind of the whole idea with the whole place here. We're gonna do like graffiti on the container. There's gonna be a mezzanine up here. The upstairs is going to be a game room with like that 90s style arcade carpet that like glows in the black light. I'm gonna do like some type of a drop-in ramp, bam, down, boom, big ramp into a foam pit. I have seen so many people with stuff like this over the years, especially through like my, you know, adolescent days where there was the Fantasy Factory. There's, you know, like what Travis Pastrana has, actually, ironically wearing the shirt. And it has inspired me to, I've always wanted to build something like that and have of my own. May not be to scale, but it's gonna be something that we have here, and I absolutely cannot wait. I started this project back in January. It's really taken a long time. I've had problems with a couple of the contractors. That's a long story, but ended up finally getting the right guys on the job. Things are moving in the right direction, and we're gonna have this place painted on the outside next week. Doors are going in on Monday, and today we're gonna start kind of ripping up all of this plastic and stuff that's on the floor. Don't worry, we will spare you on that. Are you driving a forklift? You recognize the steering wheel? Yeah. Yeah, let me turn.
He's obsessed.
Let me turn. Yeah. Wow. One other cool thing that's gonna be going in the shop. I guess I'm done with all the plastic covering. This will kind of start getting taken off on Monday. This is probably gonna be my most favorite piece of art in the shop. It's darker than I expected. John Dunn was kind enough to give me the funny car body that we ran in Dallas back in 2023. This thing suffered a massive explosion.
Oh, a huge explosion for Laughlin. The body is buckled up in front of him. He has the parachutes out, but he is unable to see. Maybe he can see through what's left of the windshield. Tony, that is a very odd way for that body to have broken.
And what my plan is I'm going to sawzall, bzzz, cut one side off, bzzz, other side off, middle, trash it, I don't know, maybe give it away. But I'm gonna put one half of the funny car hanging on the wall, and then I'm gonna give my dad the other half for his shop, which is just an absolutely epic keepsake. Probably the coolest that I've ever had, really. I'm gonna go check out the cabin. And this is really like just the coolest little thing, especially from what it was before.
Oh, it is cold in here.
The original plan here was this was going to be the living room, kind of a small living space, and then now this is going to be turned into like the formal dining room. This was just a regular like concrete floor. It's got this cool Amish reclaimed wood going on here. It's really been transformed into something cool. Built this little kick out bathroom, small walk-in shower. To me, this is the coolest of the entire place, is this kitchen. We're going with the like log cabin theme. The green cabinets, not something that I probably would have picked in the start. Found some photos online and it looked killer. So that green is what we decided to go with. Got the range, cool commercial style Vena hood. You know, I mean, the kitchen overall is pretty small. The pantry is also pretty small. Very cabin-esque, but you know, we're kind of in the mode of life right now that less is more, and we're just trying to stick with that because, I mean, it is less. This is significantly smaller than our current home, significantly, but the idea here, again, as well as doing the giant cool backyard, is we want to build something to make you know, when you're inside it's great, but ultimately you want to be able to spend more time outside. And for me, I don't care if the house is the size of a shoebox, because I got a 5,000 square foot shop and that's where I will be. So back to the original versus now the current plan. This is the one and only bathroom that's upstairs. Little walk-in shower here. This was going to be Emma's room. Now Emma got upgraded and this is going to be Lainey's room. Cool view of the outside. Lots of property here. This side is right at like 100 and just under 150 acres. Here's the balcony. This is the exit to the balcony. This is pretty cool. Definitely a cool hangout. This is the washer and dryer laundry room. This was going to be the master, but we have decided now Emma gets this upgrade. Look at this little fan. So this will be Emma's bedroom. Pretty simple, but for what it is, it's pretty cool. And we are most certainly excited. We'll go check out the farm and let you meet some of the animals. Great day for an outdoor tour. King Charles gets fed first. Every time. And he went on the wrong side of the fence. There we go. Maybe if we just hang tight here for a minute, we can continue. It's been clear literally all day, right up until the point that I pressed the little red record button on this camera. All right, so while it's let up, at least a little bit for now, I'm gonna give you the rundown on what Laughlin Farm is, where it came from, and what it is now. Our family farm, a farm that my grandfather established back in like 1965. My granddad passed away about 16 years ago, and this place has kind of just sat dormant ever since. There's even tools sitting in the exact same place that he left them, you know, a decade and a half ago. To catch you back up to more of a present day, I discovered this horse that was living in some conditions that I didn't completely agree with. Sorry, buddy. I'm trying for you, man. Be patient. We'll get this figured out. So one day I left a note on the gate and just explained to the owner that I would like to buy the horse. And that night I got a call from an unknown number and it was the owner. Next thing you know, we made a deal, and it was just the very next day that I went and picked up this horse named Pelican. Good boy. We got him. Pelican, right here. Hey, Pelican. I brought him back to our old farm. We took him to the vet. We got his teeth done. We got his feet trimmed. We got him caught up on all of his shots, and it felt good. It was really rewarding to be able to turned this giant animal's life around. You know, after that, it was every other day, you know, week after week, I would go and visit Pelican, and we kind of created this bond between the two of us. And, you know, like, I tried the horse thing in my earlier years because that's what all my friends were doing and rodeo and whatnot, and it just wasn't for me. The horses, just for whatever reason, just never really connected, but this one did, and I think it's because he 100% knows that I saved him. Wally. This is Jules. Well, I can't take the time to tell the story for every single animal because obviously this video would run significantly long, but Jules is one that absolutely has to be included. We took Jules. She was, I believe, our second or third rescue. You can see based on her legs and how she gets around that she's got some severe arthritic ridden knees. It's kind of nasty looking just because she's been getting rained on, but this horse is absolutely beautiful.
Hi, girl.
But we've got some braces for her legs that are really one of a kind. Now, we don't have them on her currently because we kind of let her go in waves where she keeps them on, takes them off, just because it kind of rubs on her legs and whatnot. And there's a couple of pieces that broke that we're waiting to get back in from the guy that manufactures these things. This is what they look like here. It's pretty wild, but there's no doubt that they help. And the idea, obviously, is because she's so bowed out that it's just putting so much pressure on her legs like that in an outward form that we want to be able to preserve her overall well-being and longevity of life as much as possible.
Come on, Charles.
This is Charles, aka King Charles.
Charles.
He thinks that he's 17 feet tall. He does not understand that he is a mini pony.
Come on.
He actually
Let's
does
go.
rule the roost, and besides Pelican, Pelican won't take any of it, but all of the other horses that he does end up
Look at him.
running with, they do also believe that he's the boss. The other horses don't think that he's 3.5 foot tall either, which is crazy. But Charles is bow-legged in the back. He's got a hunchback. He came from a breeder, and the breeder said that he was basically no use to them because he couldn't be sold for a kid to ride on with his legs and his back. And so he ended up here. Charles was the second. Charles was actually the byproduct to Elmo, because Elmo came from this same place. How he even met these people in the first place is Elmo was dropped at their property, literally just kicked out of a trailer, dumped across the cattle guard, and just completely abandoned. Penny is a perfectly healthy miniature heifer. She's still a little shy, but we're working on it. She hasn't been here very long. There's nothing wrong with Penny, perfectly fine. The reason that we ended up getting her is so that Elmo can have a companion. He has been with the goats and with two of the mini ponies for the last couple of years, and he doesn't hang out with them. He doesn't really have anybody. We wanted him to be able to have a companion and him to be happy as well. And there is absolutely no doubt that it has been a good decision. Elmo is one of the most special animals that we have here at the farm. Miniature Hereford bull. Right now he's eating, but Elmo has some sort of mental disability and his vision is extremely poor, and that's obviously the reason why whoever the breeder is just dumped him, because he was useless to them. He wasn't going to bring any money. It was going to cost money to feed him and take care of him, so they said, you know what, it's somebody else's problem. Pretty messed up, but he's here now and his life is great, and he's got a new girlfriend. Now, the story of the cows. Let's start with Mama Cow. We took Mama Cow in. We weren't really down to take cows at the time. The folks that had her, I said no to multiple times because they were just getting old, unable to care for her anymore. I finally said, okay, we'll take her, but y'all got to bring her out. So they brought her out. As they were driving out the gate, they said, yeah, she'll probably calf sometime around December. Calf? Oh, she's pregnant. Sweet. Well, every year we go race go-karts in Daytona. While we were gone, bam, this guy pops out. This was also going on close to 3 years ago now. Since we were gone to Daytona, we named him Daytona. Mama cow and the Longhorn Daytona. All right, these folks are covering me in cow slobber. Put a little bit here. Mama cow and Daytona both are somewhat aggressive, and depending on where they are, what side of the field they are, depends on how and where we feed them. We do have troughs and stuff set around in other places, but currently, since this is where they are, this is where they're getting fed today. This one here is Bonnie. Bonnie is almost 2 years old now. Her and Belle, both same age, got them at the same time. Bonnie's mother passed giving birth. We got her when she was about 2 days old, give or take. Same with Belle, she was about the same age. Bonnie, totally clean bill of health, no mother. So we bottle fed her and Belle both for about 3 months. It was 3 bottles of milk per day and 3 bottles of electrolytes per day. Everybody said they were both gonna die. We just kept pumping them full of electrolytes. Hindsight, everybody says that's probably what saved their life. Belle, however, she is missing her back right hoof entirely. You can see that it's just a little nub there. What we did when she was a calf is we actually took it's like a Velcro type shoe. What the shoes are really made for is a horse, like if they're foundering, or if they have got any type of foot problems. What we did is we put the shoe on Belle, wrapped her leg real good, and it really taught her that she was able to walk on that foot, to be able to utilize it. Because at the time, especially with her age, the difference in the lengths of her leg, she just wasn't connecting the dots that she was able to actually use that foot. We actually did plan on doing a prosthetic. We found somebody that was willing to do it, also extremely expensive, but it really worked out well because in the end, she was able to utilize the foot, well, the nub, the end of her leg anyways, and it's just calloused over really good. And so now she just rocks it. And honestly, it doesn't really hold her back. These two folks right here are Goose on the right and Crazy Kiss. Both of them were rescued from the slaughter pipeline. It's not a real common thing, obviously, in the United States to slaughter horses. So they take them to Mexico and Canada. Since we're in Texas, I would say the majority of them probably go to Mexico. Crazy Kiss, she is actually a retired racehorse. That's why she has a weird name. She does have a very interesting story. Her 3 times great granddad was Secretariat. If you've seen the movie, Secretariat was the first ever Triple Crown winner, the absolute most famous racehorse in all of history, got a movie. Her 3 times great granddad on the other side is Seattle Slew, the second Triple Crown winner. So she has some incredibly good genes. We have all of the paperwork documentation that this is totally legit. It's wild that she ended up where she did, but especially for racehorses, unfortunately, they are just a tool. That's how they're treated. That's what the owners look at them like. And when they're done with their job, they're useless. She was not able to be bred anymore, not able to race anymore. Whatever those cases and circumstances are, that's why she ended up in the slaughter pipeline. I suppose the last animal that I'm gonna give the full history on before I'll break into just a little bit of B-roll showing the whole farm and what we've got going on here. We've got Daisy. Daisy was also just a matter of days old when we got her. She's about a year younger than the other two calves that do not look like calves anymore. They're gigantic. But Daisy was stepped on whenever she was a baby, and you can see that, golly, she's getting it. Her hips and one of her rear hocks is like basically fused together, whether it was broken and the calcium, like, I don't know. I'm not a vet. The vet says basically it's just no good, and that it's not really, there's nothing you can do about it. That's the worst part, is there's not really anything that we can do other than just letting her live her life out. She is on daily medications to help with the pain and discomfort. We've got many animals here, in fact, that are still on daily medications. Daisy does get around good. Unfortunately, based on the size that Holsteins get, there's going to come a time that we have to make the decision on what the best overall quality of life is for her. That's the toughest part about all of this. You can imagine that it's such a great, rewarding feeling to take these animals and turn their life around, fix the problems that they've had and they've been living in. But every single one that we do take, we are also punching our own ticket of a really tough experience that we will be going through at some point. I had to bury a horse just a few weeks ago. That was the first one. You can also imagine what it takes to dig a grave for a horse. Not an experience that I would wish for anyone, especially if you're an animal lover, but it is part of the whole deal. So before we found out that Laney was on the way, we were kind of working on doing a farm show, and we filmed a sizzle reel.
It would have made it. It still can make it. It still can. We should ask the people.
I think we should just put it in this video.
Alright, here it is.
If you were to tell me 3 years ago that I'd be living in the middle of nowhere, I'd be like, you've lost your mind.
Such a fast-paced life at the racetrack to out here at the farm. Rescued this horse a year ago. Next thing you know, we've started this animal sanctuary, dump and feed, living the life. I'm Alex Laughlin.
And I'm his fiance, Cassie.
And this is the new Laughlin Farm. We had this farm that my granddad established back in 1965. So we had a place to put the horse. It felt good, and we decided, let's just get another. We don't know anything about running a farm. All right, let's go get Mama Cow.
So the plan is just get her from there to there. Okay.
And then we can use the gate from the pen to kind of funnel her into the trailer. Mama! All I'm saying.
No.
Okay. That's the wrong way.
She's gonna start running towards you.
Come on out.
So she's gonna go right towards us. Go, go. Oh my gosh, it worked.
Good girl.
As long as he doesn't know that I said it wasn't a good idea.
Is she in?
Great idea.
No, she went in on her own?
She went in.
No way.
Yeah. It was almost too perfect. It's almost like a bull running straight towards you. Like, need a flag or something?
All right. The important part is to not stand directly behind the door, because if she rams the door, you're gonna go flying. She's not a longhorn. They said that she would just eat out of your hand. She was halter broke. Definitely is not the case. Should have think about it. No time to think about it. We're going in and latch it. You know what? We're farmers. We're straight up farmers. It's not all just horseshoes and rainbows. There's a lot of stuff that happens that takes it out of you. Oh my gosh, no way. You didn't latch the gate. Our cow fell out.
It wasn't over yet.
I said I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, now we're in big, big trouble. I don't like feeling stupid.
Now she's in an open field, and then I don't know how we're gonna catch her. You know what now, farmer?
We gotta go get that cow.
Saddle him up.
The people that we got the horse from said that he was broke. Now in the racing world, that means that it doesn't function as intended. Apparently in the horse world, that means that they're trained to be able to ride. 11,000 horsepower to, how they say in Espanol, uno.
For me to think Alex has now got Pelican, it's really mind-blowing. Maybe 8th grade brought him nubbin. He rode him once, I think, and got bucked off and never got back on it.
I'm used to something that has brakes and a steering wheel, and Pelican ain't got either.
Ain't got. Pelican is gonna give him a run for his money.
Okay.
Come on, boy.
Oh my gosh. I'm riding a horse. Okay. Oh my gosh, he turns. Whoa. For me, spending time down here at the farm isn't actually work. It's nice to be able to hang out, kick it with the animals. These animals don't know or understand what kind of personal problems you have or the things that stress you out. Well, she knows where the water is, so maybe she'll come back for that. And I suppose last but not least, one of my absolute most favorite new projects, the gun range. So far, we've got 3 shipping containers that are the backdrops. I have pushed dirt up and deciding on if we need to go a little higher with like some railroad cross ties or another container. I probably don't want to do another container on top, but we might end up making it go a little bit further, maybe another container down here, and then boom, kicking back. Again, everything around here is a work in progress, and there's just not really enough time in the day to do all of it. So doing a little bit as we go. So I'll keep everybody posted on how the progress goes on the shop from here, especially on off weekends whenever we're not flying to the races and whatnot. It's gonna give a really good opportunity to be able to continue making videos. Since we're here, I brought a couple of the Bang Bangs. Everything that we're doing completely abides by the YouTube gun policies, just so you know. We're just gonna plink a few rounds before we wrap this thing up. Check it out. You locked in.
Locked in, homie.
All right, y'all, that's a wrap on the Laughlin property tour. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, you should. If you don't, it's pretty rude.
Get to it. Get to getting.
Get to getting, y'all. See you on the next one. We've got a bonus clip here. Since the farm tour and filming, we've taken in 2 new horses. His name's Jack and Little Buddy. Now, Jack is 20-something years old, blind, both eyes. One eye is completely removed. Little Buddy, that's his CNI dog. Little Buddy takes him to water, takes him to food. He is his eyes, and this is literally what we live for here. Doing okay, boy? It's okay, Bubba. It's gonna take him a little while to start getting comfortable here. He's got a whole new place to figure out how to navigate. He did really good last night finding his food and his hay. I wanted to stop down this morning to be able to just spend a few minutes with him, talk to him, let him hear my voice, because his ears is all he's got. Well, that and Little Buddy. I think he's gonna be real happy here.